Alright, I'm recording.
Ready, go.
All right, somebody hit us with a recap.
So, last time we found us in the middle of a battle against one of the Red Diamond Guard.
Black Diamond.
Black Diamond Guard, my bad. Yeah, she was a very formidable opponent. She had a cool sniper rifle. Vaughn took that, because, you know, like he does. And then we talked to what's his name? Like I have it in my head. The right-hand man of
Wilhelm?
Shiziki. Wilhelm. Thank you. Wilhelm came to us.
The most important NPC
Yeah.
from campaign 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. So Wilhelm came to us, and he was going to intervene in the fight, but wasn't able to because we quickly finished up. But he did kill the last guy for us that was hiding in amongst the people. Told us if we needed him that and he handed us an amulet. We also know that he told us that we could go find, or actually he pointed out Crixus and told him that he has somebody, and he told him to go seek out the pirate king, I guess it would be, whatever.
For a point of inspiration, without checking the notes, what's the name of the Pirate King? Well, you can check
Goldie
your personal
Roger.
notes, but without checking, that's a good
Roger.
one. Without checking the channel, the Hero Contracts channel, you can check your own personal notes if it's in there. What is the Pirate King's name? And you can thank Sean for this, that it should be an easy to remember name. So let's see if Sean's theory was right, that you guys can remember names by them being easier to remember than normal people names.
I have a hard time remembering names as it is, so.
Shippy McShipperson.
It is a human name
No.
that falls within the confines of his wish. I know, because I had to change this guy's name after he made that fucking wish, so...
Best wish ever.
Just think cannon fire.
No, you're not gonna get that.
Yeah, well.
I take it Sean knows it.
Yes.
You can... you can say it if you want to get that point of inspiration.
I'd be honest, I double checked myself and looking at the notes on the.
You can check your own notes. I said your own notes.
I took a look at the Discord just to double check. It's Connor Blaze.
Okay. See, that's not a hard name, right? That is not a hard name.
Not at all.
You said Connor Blaze?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that like a Ghost Rider reference?
I don't think so.
Is it the Blaze now? Okay, fine.
No, Connor's from Terminator, and then Blaze is from Ghost Rider.
I was thinking it. Yeah,
There was
that's what I
also a
saying. It's
Connor
kinda
in
close to
Assassin's
Johnny
Creed.
Blaze.
It just kind of seems like every cool person is named
I will
Connor. So
never reference Assassin's Creed. And the dude I know named Connor rides 4-wheelers. It's guns in your backyard for
you
you.
don't remember Connor Kenway from Assassin's Creed 3?
Bring it in, folks.
Altair is
We're
supreme.
just-
Everything after is not that great.
Okay, Assassin's Creed 3 was the last great Assassin's Creed
Gavin,
game.
we're
I say.
playing one game
all right,
right
yes,
now.
I know. I'm digressing, but yes, I'm sorry, Nick. I interrupted you.
Yeah, so that seems to be it. We got and now we kind of figure out what we got to do now. Are we going to go find somebody to recruit? We're going to go see this Pirate King, which I'm down for. Or
Well,
what do we do?
I have gathered that, no offense to you guys, but I think, again, no offense to you guys, but I think you do need a bit of direction sometimes. I tried the whole free-for-all, let you guys choose your own route, but I think At
Guide
certain
us.
points, you do need a bit of direction. So I've
Yes.
taken that into account, and I have cleared your character, by the way. And Marte, you should be able to grab him now. So
Okay, thank you.
with that being said, after you conclude this conversation, you see what looks to be a rather spry individual approaching you. This is a purple-skinned tiefling who has one horn that kind of curls up like a ram's horn. The other horn seems to be a little bit deformed, almost like it's been damaged at some point, with little pieces chipped off of it and a burn on the side of his face. He appears to be wearing like sort of a tan, like two-piece suit with like a suit vest, a very nice dress shirt and tie underneath, with like a chain for a pocket watch hanging out of his pocket, and a nice set of boots. He approaches you and he says, "I assume that you are all motley crust, correct?
Yes.
My name is Ernesto. I serve Lady Mirabeth. If you could come with me, please. Actually, she has requested your presence. I do highly encourage that you heed her call."
Okay.
And Lady Mirabeth is the dampier that Wilhelm told us not to have anything to do with.
Yeah. Ayla, she interjects and says, "If I can give a recommendation, turn the other way. Do not meet with her. There is nothing good that can come from this." He says again, "My lady insists. You will either make an enemy or an ally this day, but I assure you there is no room for a middle ground. If you leave now, you salute your standing. Or you cement your standing."
I don't know. Bon, Rocio, what y'all think?
I'm sorry. What was I was doing something? What was he saying?
They want us to go meet with the person that Wilhelm was saying don't meet with. Basically, the leader of this little area that was already trying to make deals with the Black Diamond Guard.
The crime syndicate.
Yeah, Lady Mirabeth and
Yeah,
Meth, Dampier,
Well-
whatever it is.
Wilhelm, I don't think Wilhelm was really saying not to meet with her, just to watch out for her.
I got the impression he did not want us, like he recommended us to stay away from her.
You got the
Maybe.
impression that you got. Interpret it the way you want.
Cool. Super.
Hey man, that's the right hand man of your god. If you want to sit here and say like, nah, I'm going to do my own thing, that's fine. You just tell me what you want to do.
If you choose to ignore her summon, you cement your own standing as enemies.
We can go hear what this lady has to say, but at the same time, we don't have to necessarily, take up on anything.
I'm down for the majority, but I don't know what anybody else thinks about it.
Yeah, I'm good for what everybody else thinks too.
I can listen like the best of them.
He taps his
Everyone just
foot, pulls his
skipping.
pocket watch out of his pocket, and says, "My lady is a very busy woman. Could you please hurry up and make your decision?"
I don't like this guy. Right.
I say what's the worst that can happen, but we are a group, so. What do you say, Lucas? What do you think?
I'll be honest, I think it's a pretty bad idea. She was already wanting to make a deal with the folks that were going to kill us. That was her stance originally. And now that we just killed, basically, their only escape for not getting killed when the world was going to get destroyed, now they're trying to boss us around. It doesn't really sound like it's a great time to go in there. She's probably a little raw because we just, really threw a wrench in her plans.
Sounds like she wants us under.
Look, I'm going to be real. We got places to be, so it's a priority thing. Do we have the time to sit here and play games with this chick, or do we need to go and see the Pirate King?
Yeah. Same time, do we want them joining the Diamond Guard? I mean, we could.
Which your
potentially
absence would assure, might
we
I
could
add.
potentially convince them to be a neutral party.
Hey, can you, take 5 steps back while we convene here? This is not a conversation you need to be included in. We will let you know.
He gives you an exaggerated bow and takes exactly 5 steps back.
Hey, man, you can
As
throw
he
all the sass
stands
you
at
want.
attention,
That's fine.
as he stands at attention with his hands behind his back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean the other thing is like, if we don't go talk to this person, we assure and it's insurance that they will join the Diamond Guard, or we can convince them to be a neutral party.
Hey, man, your call. Or everybody else's call. I think me and Molly have kind of agreed we're going to play neutral on this one.
Make
I don't know.
I will say, everybody make a insight check, specifically at Ayla.
Messenger boy's getting kind of
Okay.
annoying. Rubbing me off with this. I don't like
Insight.
it.
Oh, I'm proficient in insight.
Inside,
Yeah, you're actually good at insight.
find it.
Oh, Bond would be the one to roll the highest on this.
Ooh. I don't like it.
That was history. God damn it. Doing
All
that
right,
thing
so
again.
Crixus and Bond specifically, you pick up on this. Ayla is nervous, as more nervous than you would expect. Obviously, this person that you're going to meet with doesn't have the best reputation. It isn't exactly the most upstanding person, but she's got a personal reason to be nervous about this meeting, about not wanting you to meet with her.
So how do you know this leader of this crime syndicate?
We are acquaintances.
Awkward.
Okay. And that's all you have to say on that matter?
Make a persuasion check. Okay.
All right,
She
Dan.
asks,
Just hand him
You're
the
going-
notebook, man.
she asks, you're going to meet with her, aren't you?
We were thinking about it. It'd probably be beneficial in some sort too, but it also might not be. I don't know. It's really a group decision.
Well, then these details are going to come around anyway. Look, at one point in time, Mirabeth and I were, shall we say, involved. I also was once a member of the organization. I was an arms dealer for about a year. And I left.
Yeah.
And but I left. I couldn't tolerate the work anymore. And that's when I went to Angaria. That's when I got a job working maintenance at the Desert Ruby, and that's when the Dark Suns found me. There was an incident where I made a deal. I sold a large supply of rifles to a wandering band of orcs that was passing through. And then they proceeded to take those rifles and slaughter a small village within the Wild Plains. After that, I couldn't tolerate the work anymore, and that's why I left. And I severed all ties.
Gotcha. Okay.
I have not seen her since that day that I left.
And how? What are the odds? And what are the chances of her trying to pick a fight with us?
Her angle is always that she never bets on a losing game. It's what she always says. Her allegiance is always to the victor. If you were to meet with her and have this go in any direction that even resembles something favorable, you would have to prove that you stand a greater chance of victory than this Dargothoth does. And I'm sorry, I am on your side, but I believe that would be a very difficult argument to make.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Does she know or have any affiliation with the Pirate King by any chance?
I mean, other than the fact that we're all part of the criminal underworld, no direct affiliation. I'm sure she would know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I am as lost in game as I am out of game.
So my thing is I could lie to her and tell her we have all the backing of these people, and you know, we could convince her that we have, which we don't have it now, but I have no doubt we can get them the backing of all these people.
I would
And then-
encourage you to rethink this tactic because part of her information, or part of her specialty, is as an information broker. It is her job to know things.
Well, it's good. All right, so let's get down to it. Anand, what do you think?
All right, I was muted. I vote for Fireball first. Questions left.
It's more going to be like conversation
I guess
first,
I
and then
know.
individually. Yeah.
Yes,
It's-
yes.
Yeah.
I can assure you, you will find threatening her will not be a very viable means of negotiating.
No, of course not.
You want me to favorably negotiate? Be nice? I don't really understand how to do that.
One thing that I can likely assure you is she is paranoid to a fault. She has likely already taken steps to ensure her own longevity should her body perish.
Look, I'm not saying we recruit her. I'm not saying, I'm saying we ask her to stay neutral.
Dude, that is not gonna happen.
You don't
She's
think so?
not
what do we-
changing this woman's religion now.
What-
Let's say,
Move
what
on
can
out.
we offer to make her see that as a viable option? What can we say? Hey, could you please, just hands off a little bit? Like,
I
what's
mean,
to
how
make her
about,
agree with us?
how about when the dust settles, if we're the last one standing, I will hunt every single one of her and her associates down?
Right, but
Yeah,
but-
And I have
that-
a
you want to
power
she
fireball
won't.
first?
She won't be
Questions
afraid
later.
of that threat.
I'm just gonna put it out there. Right, the world's either gonna survive or it's gonna get perished. She's gonna pick one of the two. There's no reason to stay neutral when you know something like this is going on. You're either gonna pair with the people that are gonna destroy the world, but will save her, or you're gonna go with the people that are gonna stop the people from saving the world. There's no reason if she's wanting to stay alive to just be neutral and not be a factor on the board.
Okay.
Why not the direct, open approach of you only have two options in there? We would prefer this, but we would like at least some clarity on what your intention is.
Well, I mean, her intention is to make
Like,
money.
Gentlemen, we can
That's what
debate
I'm
it back
saying.
and forth, but it's either we're gonna go and talk to her or we're not. Which would you like to do?
Yeah, what is the thing? Crixus, what do you think?
I was waiting for a little bit more info before I decide. I'm not
I
really.
don't think we're gonna get much info right now. I think we got what we got, really.
We can't try to find out a little bit more about him first.
I mean, they want us to go meet with them now.
Yeah,
Ayla
it's either
says,
now or never.
What more would you like to know?
Right.
I'm all ears. Of course,
I'd
I know her
out
quite well.
and-
Any questions that you have?
I had to exit out and update, and I've been trying to load back in.
It's fine. I mean, I think most of this is just role play right now, anyways.
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure if there's anything missing.
I don't like her and her little
So yeah, Crixus,
TV
what questions would
count
you?
dude over here either.
So it's one
he's a
against.
little weird, ain't he? One against. All right, and so Crixus, what questions do you have about this lady? We can ask.
I mean, we don't know anything about him at all.
I mean, we
Right
know
now?
they're a crime syndicate.
So
Guild and-
let me read this because we got a dossier on her. Mirabeth Carlisle. She is a human female dampier, often known as the Dusk Matron. She leads a clandestine criminal syndicate known as the Eclipse Cabal. They're an extremely powerful and influential group of arms dealers, information brokers, spies, assassins, and drug smugglers. Due to the nature of their organization, we currently have no estimate on their numbers. However, they do have a presence in most major cities and would be invaluable for the purpose of information gathering. There is currently no intel on how one would go even about making contact with Mirabelle. However, a good place to start would likely be Daggerport. She's described as a beautiful human woman with blonde hair and red eyes. She is believed to keep a large direwolf as a companion. Aside from that, everybody else that we've talked to has said be wary of her, including the angel that we just talked with like 5 minutes ago.
And she's not
All right, well, they sound
Not
awesome. I
assassins.
think we go get to know them.
murderers. There's a difference.
You said what?
I said, they sound awesome. Let's get to know them.
Besties, no.
1 against, 1 for.
So, if
Sarcastic.
I mean,
we
honestly,
weigh the pros and cons, which one wins out?
Like the angel said not to. I learned from watching Supernatural not to listen to angels.
Yes. We all know what
I
Castiel
can
did.
100% agree with you on that. Other than Castiel.
We were watching that last night. I do not take the side of an angel just because they're an angel.
Alright. 1 against, 1 for. Where are the rest of the votes at?
What rest of the votes? You're neutral. You don't even have
I don't really like angels, so I'm against the angel.
Alright, 1 for. That's 2 to 1.
Well, I guess let's go have this conversation then.
It sounds like we have an increased chance of fireballs if we are 4, and I want
We
fireball.
Okay. Well,
Let's
I
disintegrate.
guess let's go have a conversation.
Before we go, real quick, hey Gavin, I'm just gonna go and cast contingency real quick to reset my mirror image.
Okay. Go for it.
3, 4,
Am I fully rested? Because I'm missing lots of spell slots.
No.
6. No, we just finished
you
combat.
can-
We just
You can take a. You can get the
murdered
benefits of a
6
short
people.
rest. If you want, I can go ahead and short rest you guys. Would you like that?
Yeah.
Short rest.
All right.
How many hit dice do we use for a short rest?
You can use up to half your maximum, rounded up. So you can use up to 10.
In a short rest right now.
Yeah, I'm about to.
Before we take a short rest, I would like to use, because I'm pretty sure it redoes on a short rest. I would like to use Second Wind.
Okay, go for it.
It goes before a long or short rest.
Oh, I forgot I can do that as well. Second wind that.
Are we playing updated second wind rules?
No,
Updated
we're
second
still
wind
using
rules
the
are
old
better.
rules.
They're way better than the old ones. I love it.
We are
Wait, what's the new ones?
we are moving on to 5.5 for campaign 3, but we're finishing out campaign 2 on just regular 5e.
You get 3 short rests. I mean, you get 3 second winds per long rest, and you don't just have to use it for HP. You can use it to re-roll a d20 in any circumstance.
Oh. That is
I
cool.
like that.
Yes, it is epic.
That's like having luck points.
First level spell slot back and 5 meta
That's
magic
kind
points
of
back.
overpowered.
I rolled 4.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for me to short rest you guys?
Bottle of water.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
please.
All right, cool. Short rest.
I use it.
I think I use it pretty bad.
Spread.
No,
Yeah, we short rested.
Again, you can roll up to 10 hit dice at a time. Though obviously roll them one by one instead of don't multi-click.
So I've used, I think, 6 of my fighter dice. Is that my fighter or is that my?
You can use whichever ones that you want if you're multi-classed. You can
I
you can make up to 10
13
rolls.
Of my other ones.
Hey Gavin,
What's up?
can you do me a favor? I've had, just because I don't know what we're gonna negotiate here. I've had 2 magic items for a hot minute that I still don't like have the description. Where is it? What were they? We talked about it last time. The thing that sends people off into the void or something like that.
Should have a description on it.
Yeah.
It's not even like a homebrew. It's an actual item.
Yeah. Well, it's just I don't have anything when I pull it up. The black crystal tablet. The
Where is that in your massive inventory?
under.
By the way, it shows you attuned to like 8 things.
I don't know why. I'm definitely not attuned to the ring of protection. I'm attuned to things that are now. Let's see here. The Amulet of the yeah, it's these three right here all together under MNIU. Amulet of the Plains, Architect's Disdain, Black Crystal Tablet.
MIIU.
Yeah.
Oh, MNIU. I see it. Okay.
Excuse me.
Item Black Crystal Tablet. Yeah. Interesting. Why is it showing that? I'll just look up the item and drag it into your inventory. That's weird. Whenever I do, just delete that item. I don't know why it's showing it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, here it is. All right, I just put it in your inventory somewhere. As far as where it showed up, I don't know, but it's in there somewhere.
Okay, I'll find it.
All right. You have the most massive inventory probably out of anybody in this entire group.
I typically do. I collect a lot of stuff.
He's a hoarder.
All right, so what? That was 4 in favor of and 1 against.
Yeah, like the votes were going.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going.
You see her butler still standing at attention, though he doesn't seem like the most patient individual.
All
As
right,
he-
take us to her.
Splendid. Right this way. And he leads you into the tavern, and as you make your way through, you catch a lot of glances, some of them negative, some just, but people are very aware of the fact that you're there. Sort of tables shift as you walk by, people turn in their chairs, and you sort of get the opinion that you're drawing a lot of attention just by your presence. People know who you are, of course. I mean, you're basically famous, but that doesn't mean they like you. He leads you up a long, winding staircase until you get to a very dark corridor. The occasional electric lamp just buzzes and flickers, just as you make your way through the hallway, and it gets noticeably colder as you.
Question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was
Go
just
ahead
saying
with your
it gets
description.
noticeably colder as you make your way down this hallway.
Okay. So, are there rumors spreading around that I'm like died, but that I'm still alive? Like, what is going on with that? Because only
You
the
don't really know. Yeah,
Like
you don't really know.
Okay.
That's kind of the thing. Obviously, since this whole thing began, one thing that my apologies for not making this more clear. This war has only been going on for about a day, but since this began, literally less than 24 hours ago, communication has kind of sucked. The radio signals seem to just not be broadcasting. If you turn your radio on, it's just static on every channel. You haven't really had a whole lot of people communicate with you. You don't know how the Heralds of Requiem are doing. You don't know how that battle yesterday even took place. For all you know, your entire army could have been wiped out, or maybe it was a stalemate, maybe it's still going on. You don't really know a lot of things right now. Everything's in sort of a sense of disarray, and yeah, I mean, your access to information is limited, and has been for quite some time now.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
Hold on one second. My wife is calling me. Let me see what she wants. My cat was banging on the door, and she was getting mad because he was making noise.
Oh, good grief.
All right, but yeah. So honestly, you don't know what people know. That's the bottom line to it. You're sort of just lacking in information right now.
Gotcha.
But he leads you to a very large, ornate, like diamond-encrusted door. It's very much extravagant, over the top. Unnecessary, even, for one particular door to be this highly decorated. And he sort of turns the handle, cracks the door, pushes it open a little bit, stands to the side, and just once again in a very extravagant sort of way. He's very animated.
Can I do one thing before we get in here? Because I didn't cast this. For sure. No, I didn't. I'm just going to reach into my bag with the Globe of Unhindered Gaze, and I'm going to put Truce out of myself.
Okay, go for it.
Done.
I'm going to swap the music real quick. I keep freaking doing that. It's turned into the wrong keyboard. Getting confused by the 2 PC setup.
Molly's gonna enter, but her face is gonna be of very disgruntled, I don't want to be here, I don't like you face, with her arms like this.
Okay.
Kind of like a temperamental 5-year-old, kind of like...
So, as you crest past the doorway, and I assume Molly is the first one that enters.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best to be the first one to enter. Just
Okay.
in case.
She says, "Oh, if this isn't the legendary Molly. Pleasure to finally meet you in person, though I know all about you. The
Right.
wayward soul, after all, how... It must have been so hard, with your entire tribe being wiped out by a dragon. You surely have suffered loss."
Who is this saying this to her?
Mirabeth. Since Molly was the first one to enter, she's the one she's directing her conversation to.
Her hostility to.
Yeah.
Conversation, hostility, tomato.
And she says, as she holds this goblet of a unknown red liquid, she takes a sip and says, "You poor, poor thing. You've lost so much, yet you stand to lose so much more." As she continues to sip from her drink, as she just sort of pets this wolf that's next to this extravagant, almost like a throne that she's sitting in. She's all kind of sitting like with a one leg up over like the armrest in a very relaxed position. Essentially, what you're gathering from her is just she is completely at ease right now.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna growl, kind of a grunt growl, and then kind of like see if I can try to dust off and spread some of this bloody
You get the butcher's
blood
bib?
from the butcher's bib. You're like,
So,
And as you do that, she licks her lips.
So this is a bar, right? It's like
The bottom
tavern?
floor is. This is more like almost like a bed chamber, but not really. I mean, there is a bed in this room, but it's almost very similar to like a throne room. If that sort of gives you any indication of how she views herself.
So our meeting place is basically like her bedroom?
/ throne room.
it is the conference room with a bed. It's a really weird hotel suite kind of thing going on.
We're having a conference with a slumlord. That's
Yeah.
essentially what it is.
Sitting at like a table, like a round table.
There is
No.
often
Oh.
like a corner of the room, but
He's
you're
sitting
not
at
led
the
to that.
Yeah,
Where
we're
you
led
are
to
led
her
to
chilling in her
is
chair.
a long red carpet that is extremely ornate and very much contrasts the exterior of this building.
Yeah.
This is very regal with the way she has this room decorated, with mounted bear heads and drake heads, basilisk heads on the wall, a very ornate bear rug off in the corner. And unlike the rest of this, I mean, this is the 12th century, which for this world means technology. But yet she strangely has torches mounted on the wall that are largely the sole illumination of this room.
So what I was trying to figure out is are there like chairs, comfortable chairs to sit in to kick her feet up,
All in the
or
corner.
Not, I mean, yes, but not in any proximity that would make
Yeah, you're like over
conversing
there.
with her convenient.
Oh, so she's basically already starting off with the power move where she's sitting back relaxed while we all
Yeah,
have to
she's
stand.
literally on the end of
So-
a red carpet sitting on a throne while she holds a glass
So you
of
said
wine
there's,
and
like-
tinkles her fingers.
She
You
does
said
like
there's,
her
like,
rituals.
Skulls mounted, right?
Yeah, like bear heads, like drake heads, basilisk heads,
Okay.
Classic European
stag
kingdom.
heads, various like trophies
Is
that
there
she has
one
mounted on the
big
walls.
enough that I could fly up and sit on it?
Theoretically, a drake head probably.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use my jet boots. Fly up and sit on it. Kick my feet up.
So, I would like
Okay.
to make a perception check just to see if it's only me, only like that I know who's in the room, like the butler, her, and I want to see if there's anybody
Would you
else
have
hidden.
brought Ayla with you, or would you have instructed her to stay behind?
If she wanted to stay behind, she could stay behind. If she wanted to come with, that is up to her.
All right,
would've
then
gave
she's
her
with
that
you.
decision. All right.
Do I get a look or anything when I go sit on the drake head? And kick
A
my
look
feet
for
up?
what specifically?
Like, does she look at me annoyed when I go to sit on the drake head?
Make a perception check.
All right. See if this actually works this time. 15.
You don't know. If she did, it was quick enough that you weren't able to notice.
Okay. Well, if she doesn't notice, I'm not going to act like I noticed. Okay.
I'd like to take a look around the room, just like not like actually investigating, just take a glance around the room to make sure like her, the butler, we're the only ones in the room, and we're not about to get fucking ambushed or something.
Who else would like to make a perception check?
Sure, I got true side up for that.
So who's checking for traps? Look
Yeah.
at
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm just the tank. You just tell me where I'm throwing shit.
My perception is ass, but I rolled well.
Okay. Oddly, she hasn't taken any precautions. You don't notice anybody else around at all. You would have thought that somebody as paranoid as her would have some kind of somebody standing on guard, standing at alert, but she just doesn't.
But she's her, right? She's not an illusion or disguise.
She's her.
All right.
She is her.
So, do I need to roll another perception check to see if I notice the people as
No,
well?
I'm gonna let the last one you rolled stand, and plus, especially since Bond rolled a 27, I'm gonna go ahead and just say here that you can't. There's nothing visible amiss here, at least not in this room.
All right. So, if I notice that, then while sitting atop her drake, I'm going to comment. So, doesn't look like you took any precautions. It's very trusting of you, or you realize that our interests align.
Or maybe I just realized that none of you are a threat to me.
Hmm. We just murdered like a bunch of dragons and Drago
Just
Liches.
adjusting my shoulders.
Like
There
I'm
is more to commanding power than that of sheer physical might. Surely, she glances at both Lucas and Anand. There are members among your group who can understand that fact.
Your head squishes just the same.
Okay, Molly. Okay, Molly.
She
I'm
says
still
to
riding
Molly,
high, man.
"The big one's adorable. I like her."
She is. We're obviously not here to squish your head. And you can play games and use bravado, but you know why we're here. So why don't we get to the point?
Yes, you broke one of my toys.
Broke one of your toys? I can provide you some more toys if that's what you're into.
Cough, cough. Context, please. Cough, cough.
The half-dragon
Nice.
outside. I intended to use her.
Yeah.
You've put me in quite the spot. After all, the Black Diamond God knows that she was coming here, and they will know that she will not be coming back. Sooner rather than later, most likely.
Well, since that bridge is
Mhm.
obviously burned with them, you can make a bridge with us and we
Oh,
can
but what
work
would be the benefit of that?
enemy of my enemy.
I don't think.
I watched you
No, that's what we're doing?
struggle outside of here against this one member that's only one of their officers. If you had that much difficulty with her and just a few of their underlings, why in the world would I believe that you would have even the slightest sliver of a chance against their leader, the one called Dogothoth?
Well, by ourselves, we probably can't. That's why we need allies. And to be fair, no one else has taken down one of these generals.
That is true. Or you could just stay neutral in this whole thing and let us
but
do
why
what we
would
need
I
to
do that? After all, there is always something to be gained. The simple mind is the one that stays neutral. But the
If
one
they
who
destroy-
favors their own position always takes a side. After all, why wouldn't you? I could either join you and join your helpless cause that is certainly doomed to lose unless you can convince me otherwise, or join them and gain a position of power to expand my influence even further.
Well, we're
You know
definitely not
what?
going to let that latter happen. Yeah,
I mean, yeah. How are you going to be able to join them if they hear word that you're the one who killed the dragon that we just defeated outside?
She smirks and says, "You really want to play a war of information with an information dealer?
I'm just
I
saying.
would highly suggest you alter your approach here."
oh, come on. Were you actually going to make a deal with them knowing that they want to pretty much destroy everything? Like, they were
Everything that doesn't
when they were
submit.
done anyway.
Everything that doesn't submit, but for a truly clever mind, submission can simply be an appearance.
Well,
It's like the mongoose that defeats the viper.
oh, you were planning to take them out eventually. Is that the case?
Or at the very least, cement myself in a higher standing within their organization. I'm really going to need to start hearing a reason why you guys have some sort of chance of victory here, or I'm going to ask you to be dismissed.
Oh man.
I don't want to be here anyway.
Little, little do you know. Look, we have this world is full of powerful beings. Some may even you not know, even though you're an information broker. For as knowledge is vast, and not everybody knows everybody. So yeah, they're strong people in strong places, and we have connections, including gods. So don't join us, and when the dust settles, we'll be the ones standing.
I find that to be especially interesting coming from you, the one displaced through time. After all, ever since you fell off of that pirate ship, you don't really know anything about your past, do you?
No, but I'm looking to the future, and the future has us standing strong.
Make a
And I'm
persuasion check.
confident in that. Will do.
Taking your bait, bitch.
While he's doing that, I would like to use message and just message.
What? I didn't realize.
Oh
one of those
my
rolls
God,
was
dude.
20.
Unnecessary.
Never
I
mind, let
don't
me
like
fix that
this
first.
music, so I'm gonna change it to something else.
Oh man.
She says, "Well, you've at least convinced me to hear your case. So, here's what I'm going to need from you. I need to know how it is that you believe that you are going to win against a vast empire that has conquered every world that has come before it."
So, just to be clear, and no offense, but you can see where my hesitation comes here. You want us to tell you our strategy to the information broker that was wanting to sell information to the bad guys. Is that my understanding?
I don't need your strategy. I need an explanation of your abilities and why it is that you believe that you stand a chance at victory.
Oh snap!
Oh.
Sell it to me.
Hey,
Because
Sean.
frankly, I do not believe that you are going to win.
What's up, man?
I'm going to send you a private message because I'm using the cantrip message to tell you this, okay?
Okie dokes.
Go for it.
So, how?
That's all. It's one sentence.
Well, for is our goal, our thing, is we are
Real
going
quick
to.
before you get into that, Bond, can I just subtle
Yeah.
cast this detect magic?
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
I'm just gonna have that up. Still have true side up, but I'm just seeing all things that might be in the room.
But remember,
Ah.
she's still got a dog next to her. Wolf, like, fine.
I can't disclose, things that'll put us in a bad spot potentially if you go right on the right.
Hold on, let him cast his spell first
Oh,
before you
okay.
say anything else.
So just subtle cast detect magic.
She has an amulet around her neck. And the interesting thing is, with detect magic, you detect a glow. The amulet around her neck glows more brightly anytime somebody speaks.
Oh.
Okay. Subtle cast identify.
Listen.
This amulet around her neck is recording everything that you're saying.
I was like, it's listening.
Yep. Okay.
It's not
Yeah.
that it's necessarily listening, but
Yeah.
though it might be. But at the very least, you know it is responding to speech in some way.
So maybe it's detecting truth?
No.
That
but
I can't really tell you.
maybe it's getting
Yeah, I
her
mean-
voices. Maybe it's we're getting
So wait,
identity
hold up, you
theft,
just-
or she can
look.
relay this and pass this along as information.
Yeah.
Look, wait, he just cast identify. Doesn't he get to know what the item is? What exactly the item is and does? Because he cast identify.
I hate to be that guy, but
It's called an amulet of memorance. It basically records the events in your immediate surroundings.
identifies a touch spell too.
He could
Yeah.
distant cast it, but he
Yeah,
wouldn't be able to
if he's
distant
subtle- if
cast
he's
and subtle
distant
cast.
it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got you.
So
Okay.
that's a good point, though. Are you willing to do that,
What? Go up and touch it?
or
you
distant
sorcery
cast
point
it?
to distant cast it and subtle cast it.
But you can't subtle cast and distant cast at the same time.
Yeah. I would have done that, but I feel like I kind of robbed you because I already got the information without.
Yeah, it's my mistake. We'll just run with it.
I would
yeah,
subtle
it's-
cast it, but I wouldn't like do it where she knew I was doing it. So
Right. It's my mistake for not catching it anyway. It's fine. No worries. Yeah, so basically it's making a record of all the events that are happening. You don't know whether they'll be able to see it, whether it'll just be sound, but it is making some kind of record of the events that are taking place.
I guess
Hmm.
under my breath, or actually I can just do a little bit of message, or whatever. I'll relay that to some folks and let people know like we're getting recorded right now.
Plastic.
Do with that information what you will.
So, yeah, I'm not gonna disclose much, but we have the confidence and we have the means to win this war, and we will come out standing. Whether you trust us, whether you believe in us, whether you join us, it doesn't matter really. It would be beneficial, yeah, but I mean, whether or not you join us, we will be the ones left on standing, and
I can't say I share your
I-
confidence.
I-
I have never joined a losing side. So if I were to join you this day, if I were to become allies with you, then yes, I can assure you your victory is assured. In equal parts, your victory is impossible. If we leave as enemies this day.
nothing's impossible.
So
and,
you're saying we shouldn't let you live if you refuse?
She cackles at that response. If you believe killing me right now would offer you any sort of benefit at all, then go ahead. I will not even move as you place the dagger to my throat. I am not afraid of you. And you hold absolutely no advantage here through intimidation, I assure you.
So, through insight, could I figure out, like, I know she's being cocky and she's not even afraid of us, but through insight, could I figure out the reason why she's being so cocky is because she knows she has another ways of reviving herself if we kill her here?
That'd be more of an Arcana thing than anything.
Well, no. Well, if I'm trying to,
You
get
can use an insight.
from-
You can use insight to determine whether she actually is that confident or not. But ooh,
Well, there we go.
Arcana.
That 20 Arcana check.
Sure,
Please,
I'll use
Arcana in
insight
all
just
over
to see if she's actually, if she's boasting for no reason, or if she's just boasting to bluff or whatever.
as far as you can tell, she really feels that confident.
Yeah, I figured. Okay.
And Anand, the only thing that you can think of would be through something like the clone spell, where your soul would just be relocated to another body in the event that you die. Either that, there's also like magic jar. There's certain magical items that can also like preserve your spirit in the event of your death. There's all kinds of different ways.
We don't have to kill them. We just have to steal them. Yeah.
Look, all I'm saying is that you might come out on the right side on some things, but I definitely believe I definitely am for sure if you join the Diamond Guard, you'll not be coming out on the right side. And the world will be saved, and you will make an enemy of us, and that is not a great idea.
I would return the same sentiment. Give another persuasion check.
Oh, I would like to cast guidance on him before he does that.
Go for it. Though he doesn't really need it, he's already going to have... Well, yeah, that adds a d4. Never mind.
Actually, yeah, hold on, because I can...
Nat 20s again.
There, I gave him guidance.
That'd be a 32.
I tried.
Okay, so that's an epic level roll. She sighs and says, "You know, I have always relied on my instincts. They've never done me wrong. That's how I've made it to this position of power that I have. Because, call it a gift, if you wish. But I've always had an instinctive just knowledge. Innate, you could say. Of who the big players are going to be. And who my allegiance is always going to be most favorable for me, too. And let's just say I've got that feeling about you. Specifically, the one who... I find it to be quite interesting. You have no formal training, no formal education at all in the art of engineering, yet your knowledge and skill surpasses that of most well-educated individuals. How did you get to such a point? Just completely self-taught?
You're talking to Bond?
Yep, she's talking to you.
Yeah, I started tinkering when I was young and got to the point where...
Gathering information.
Yeah. I started tinkering when I was young.
And the other one. Your ability is also quite adept. After all, you came here from another world, displaced, seeking vengeance.
You're trying to stall. How about you give an answer? Friend or foe? Pick a side.
Might I propose something that could be even more beneficial to you? For if knowledge were to reach the Black Diamond Guard that I was working with you, it would make things much more complicated for me. So how about I propose a deal? One that you might not initially agree to, But let's see if your instincts are as adept as mine. I propose that our organization serve as that of a double agent, per se. My true allegiance does indeed fall to you. You've convinced me. My instincts are telling me that you will, in the end, win. But I propose that I maintain appearances of working with the Black Diamond Empire. This gives me even further ability to gather information for you. And it also ensures my own well-being.
Gavin,
It
can I
makes
roll
sure
an
that a
insight?
target is never painted on my back.
Sorry, can I roll an insight check?
You can.
We
I
are
love
all
how
rolling
everybody
insight
just
check.
started rolling insight check.
I don't like any of this. I was like,
Oh, he's got some insight.
Oh. Dude, can you roll less than like a 15?
No, I
Listen,
can't.
You're not allowed to roll until it's like battle, okay? They're gonna ban you for rolling. You're
If
just gonna
I'm
ask you to pick a
proficient in
number,
it,
1 through 4.
if I'm proficient in it, I cannot roll lower than a 15.
Well, you can roll less than a natural 10, but your natural rolls have been
Oh yeah,
like
ridiculous.
insane.
I've also had advantage on everything. Thank you, Lucas. Like
So-
my first mate.
Anand Molly Crixus. I'm not gonna say you trust her, because I'm sure none of you do. But you do believe that she at least was being honest in her assertion that she has faith in your ability to win. Bon, you are definitely sure that she is being honest, that she has faith in your ability to win. Now, you are also fairly certain that she stands to gain something more than what she's letting on by an alliance with you. As far as what that is and what her plans might be, you don't know. But at least for the time being, you believe that she wants you to win. You believe that she believes you winning is more beneficial to her than you losing. And for somebody who is defined by their self-interest, that is probably the best sort of conclusion that you can come to.
Yes, but what's to ensure consistency? How do I know that the double agency, in the moment that we might have, I don't know, a slip up or a moment of weakness, isn't going to flip without us knowing? What
You
safeguard
don't.
there?
That's why she made the statement, let's see if your instincts are as good as mine.
Because he's cold and this
I usually like some form of assurance.
Are you saying this in character?
Oh, definitely.
She says, what
I
sort
don't-
of assurance would you like?
You know, might get in the bed with the devil, but at least we have covers. There has
What would
to be
make you
some
more
safeguard.
comfortable with our arrangement?
I would like some sort of show of good faith.
I want a blood oath.
A blood oath. And how would you go about
Yeah.
making said oath? I can offer
You
you
just-
some shows of good faith, some information that would be crucial to your endeavors. Would that not be enough of a show of good faith? She says it overly obnoxiously when she says show of good faith. Almost like she's doing so in a mocking way.
Let's start with that. Let's start with the information, which is why we came here.
I was thinking more along the lines of an enhanced pinky promise, but I am willing to capitulate. Lucas, what is your opinion on the matter?
I think, in all honesty, she's probably going to sell things to the Black Diamond Guard, but it's things that are not going to put us in much of a trouble as it can. I'm pretty sure that necklace, she's going to sell it to them to gain trust and get things from them, so that she can get it for information and then give it to us. Basically,
Are you saying that out loud?
I'm saying it to the group, like kind of like under my breath. But
She says, so this necklace, I assume she stops herself. Perhaps this would be a show of good faith. She takes it off, holds it up in the air, and hovers it over to you.
Ooh. Secretly, she has a
says-
backup in her pocket.
And says, after all, I attempted to stop you, and I attempted to stop you, and that poor agent of theirs, That poor Marleatox, I even sent in my thugs to back her up. But you were too mighty, and you slayed them all. And in exchange for my life, I offered you this amulet. After all, you would have surely killed me if I didn't give it to you.
Sure. And make sure that you don't mention my name anywhere in that.
Yeah, don't say anything about Bond.
So there's your first show of good faith. Now let's go into the rest. You wish for information? I have quite a bit to share with you. For starters, I know about the Well of Worlds. In that elven city, I believe it's called Vel Rakaimon. I would very much like to visit there one day. I believe it's tucked behind a waterfall, if I am not mistaken. They're aware of it. And they have plans for it. Now, as far as what the plans they have are, I haven't been able to get that out of them yet. But needless to say, they do have it within their sights of their conquest. They know roughly where it is, and they intend to find it. I would highly encourage you not to let them. As well as, your friend Neston. I'm sorry, I believe the soul of the old king, as he is oftentimes called. They're aware of him, too. And let's say they have long, and this is honestly one reason why they have my respect. They have long understood the importance of information warfare. It would be quite unfortunate if they were to leak the information regarding to his heritage to High King Vinyaris of Falthansia. After all, what would be worse than causing a little bit of infighting in the middle of an open war for your very existence? Nothing quite like dividing and conquering, am I right?
We're bugged somehow. How? Like, what? Okay. Wow. All right. Yeah. Thanks for the.
Oh, I am not done. An additional plan that they have is they wish to recover the fragments of Zebnalikor, the Lord of Entropy, and bind him to their surface. Turn him into a living weapon. Not only that, they would use the dark energy of the Well of Worlds to subjugate him, literally bending him to their will. Would be quite a unfortunate enemy to have in this war, wouldn't you say?
Yes, agreed.
In addition to that, they have the means to harvest said energy from the Well of Worlds. They possess a weapon located on the Harbinger. The Harbinger is the name of their ship. It's currently docked right at the edge of this crystal sphere, and that is where you will find Dargothoth. Ultimately, your final stand against this powerful enemy would likely happen there, lest you can find some way to lure him from there, which, given the paranoid nature of the creeping doom, I find that to be unlikely. On this ship, they have a weapon built by an individual by the name of Fulgur Mortis. I have it on good faith that at least one of you knows who that is. A weapon called the Crix Anthem, which they would use to harvest the energy from the Well of Worlds and turn it into an incredibly powerful weapon of the likes that the multiverse has probably never seen. And speaking on the matter of this Fulgur Mortis, it is likely that he hides some degree of his power. It is an understanding among the members of the Black Diamond Guard that he is only the second strongest, though admittedly Marleatox might be a bit biased due to the close nature of the two. I have it on her faith that he is indeed the strongest member of the Black Diamond Guard. And that leads me to my next point. I'm sorry, did you have something to say?
No. I was just saying, oh, okay.
That leads me to my next point. This Fulgur Mortis, he has a weakness. Now, I have not been able to discover what it is yet, as for obvious reasons they do not trust me enough to the point to disclose that information, but I can offer some hints that might allow you to deduce said weakness. Fulgur Mortis is afraid of one other member of the Black Diamond God, and one member only, which I find to be quite odd because from my understanding he is far weaker than him. That would be Earfrieg, the half-white dragon. I find it quite curious that he would be afraid of him, given his inferior strength. Perhaps that could be used as a lead to discover what his weakness might be. And the last bit of information that I share with you. Envarnero is on the move, and has recruited an ally. He has an underling, and she looks specifically at Molly for this. And let's just say it is a red dragon with torn webbing in one wing who is missing an eye. And in case you need a name for this enemy that has eluded you for so long, his name is Ashtarkenfell.
Not after that wish, it ain't. His name is
The wish only affected creatures of below a certain level of power because you are altering their true names. That was the compromise I made on the wish and why I didn't make him roll to see whether he could never cast it or not. Again. So super powerful enemies, you're not changing their names.
Ashtarkenfall.
I'll type it out.
Don't. I mean, not expected.
Nice.
yes.
Now, surely, are you not satisfied? Or was that not enough?
Yeah, I think that'll do. Thank you.
I still don't like you.
We don't have to like each other. Oh, and hello, Ayla. I see you standing behind them over there. It's been quite some time, darling. You never got back. And she just looks at her and says, just quite simply, fuck you. And she just, literally all she does whenever she says that is she just like feigns being hurt. She literally just goes,
I hate her, but I love her.
well, is that all? If that is it,
Yes,
if you have no further questions, I'm quite a busy woman, as you can see. She says,
Yeah,
as
so-
you can see, but as you can see, she's not doing shit other than like drinking some red liquid out of a goblet, which you imagine to be like a concoction of wine and blood.
Yes, we've got places to be.
Oh, one last thing to cement our deal here. I'm quite thirsty. Perhaps one of you could offer me a drink.
I've got a bottle of these.
So I was thinking something a bit more potent. After all,
Nice.
we're allies now, aren't we?
I don't see any drinks in my pack.
I don't think she.
And
knows
she
she's
says,
not gonna drink.
Ayla, why don't you step forward? And she says, once again, fuck you.
Is she being sarcastic on saying this, or is she actually meaning it? I can do an insight check.
Do an insight check.
I need to take a pee break. Excuse me.
She's testing the waters. With a 32, you know that's what it is. She's testing. This is a power play. She's testing to see if she can get anybody here to do something she asked just because she asked it.
I think we're good. I'm good at least. I think we're good.
Oh, I must insist. After all, we have to know that we can trust each other, right?
I think
I
we
can-
can.
I can tell whether someone is being honest by the taste of their blood.
Oh, Canyon House. Okay, is she bullshitting me? Hold on, I gotta do it with. Do I want to keep my
don't
original
do that
roll, or do I need to re-roll?
Reroll it again.
Oh wow. Okay. I mean, it's a 25.
Still, with a 25,
Yeah.
at the very least, you believe that she believes that she can tell.
Okay.
There's a certain thing that changes in the body when someone lies. Bit of a sour taste.
You know what? How about one of these instead? And I pull out a soul token.
Not those.
Hmm.
How will we power the infernal machines?
She
More.
says that's quite tempting, but I really must know whether any of you have lied to me here today.
I have been lied. Don't-
After all, we're friends now, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Sure. I'm okay with it as long as I see her drink it right then and there and not save it for some other fucking means.
Oh no, I intend to feed directly from the source, darling.
Oh god. I don't want to be bit by a fucking vampire. No.
Is there a particular location in which you
No.
must feed, or can we choose?
I was gonna say, no, you're kinky enough for this. Go ahead. Go get suckled on by the damn pew.
I'm personally a fan of either the neck or the leg.
Which leg?
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
She says she actually laughs. She actually chuckles when you say that, and she's saying, I don't know how to respond to this in character. She says to you, I assume that is not the location that would be your preference, if I understand what you are meaning.
Mm.
You do understand what I am insinuating, after all.
We do not kink shame in this group.
Ew. Oh.
Is this the day that Anon gets bit in the dick by a vampire?
It's a whole new version of Twilight.
Okay, all right. This will be, if it happens, this will be like the top cringy video ever. I don't give a fuck what y'all say about the don't get too addicted fiasco. This tops the cake. All right.
Reaches into inventory, pulls out ball gag.
Oh,
We're ready.
all right. I don't want to be bit by a freaking vampire. I don't say that out loud.
Nope. There's no intention of turning us, right? You're just wanting to feed.
I am a dampier. I don't have the ability to turn someone anyway.
Okay.
I was gonna say I don't think.
Just wanted to double check.
I'm only half vampire after all. It takes a full vampire to truly turn somebody.
I mean, I'm only half old. Yeah, I mean, I'm technically a half old.
Have you ever had Bold's blood before?
Yeah, you ever drank Bold?
You say that?
Yeah.
She says, she comes to a realization, actually, no. Very rare is it that I'd come upon a new experience, something I haven't tasted before.
And he's the first one of his
So, Kelly just texted me because she's downstairs putting a pizza in the oven. She just says she just pushes herself in front of, and she tells him she'll do it. Because the guys are being weird.
No! Once you
At
go
this point,
bold,
it's
it
actually
never gets
kind
old.
of. At this point, it's actually kind of too late. You've piqued her interest because she's never had Vold blood
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. Old
I
is
bet
gold.
it's-
Here you go.
You know what they say? Once you go bold, you never go back.
Exactly.
Once you go Vold, you'll always be bold.
Yes.
Oh, it's funny.
He'll hold
She
out his
says-
arm.
Anon, step forward, honey.
Yes. He steps out. He's going to hold out his arm. His forearm specifically.
She says, "Oh, just the arm." Very well.
I was going to say to start. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, Anand. You take 12 points of necrotic damage, and your
Okay.
max HP is reduced by 8 until the end of your next long rest.
As she's biting, it's going to trigger my spine to pop out.
Okay. Why did you speak up before, Molly? Oh,
And actually,
God.
not all of it was necrotic. It was 8 points of necrotic, 4 points of piercing,
Okay.
and your max HP is reduced by 8.
Fine.
So make sure you take
I
note
just
of what
put
your
it
max
in
HP
notes.
is. Yeah.
Max HP is
Oh, wow.
reduced by 8. I'm putting it in here. Okay. Done.
She licks her lips and delicious. Thank you so much. I was quite parched.
She's drinking from a goblet that's
An
probably full of
expanded
wine and
palate.
blood.
Congratulations.
Yeah, no, she's completely bullshitting you when she says she was parched.
Yeah, I figured.
And another thing about Dampiers are they don't even need blood to survive. It just affects them the same
Yes.
way it does a vampire, but they don't even need it to survive.
Can and I don't mean this in an awkward way. It's legitimate. Have I ever drained a Dampier?
No?
Is this a mutually extended invitation?
No. My energy is far too valuable.
Blood is important. Fine.
And I thank you.
I poke
There you
Bond just because.
What? Oh, she didn't allow you to poke her? My headset. cut out. Oh, wait, she didn't allow you to.
Yeah, she wouldn't let me drain any of her mana.
Ah.
Yeah. Fine.
And as she looks at you, she just smiles. She took a power play and she got what she wanted.
Anon likewise accomplished his goal.
You wanted to be bit by a Dampier?
He lives an interesting life.
Okay, okay.
Oh, and she looks at you, Lucas, and she says, "By the way, send the missus my regards. Congratulations on your wedding, by the way.
Thanks.
Kira, I believe her name is."
No.
Yo.
Close. But maybe you need to work on your information brokering.
She chuckles. She's quite safe in Stormhaven, I assure you. One of the few cities where our influence is smaller than it is in other locations.
I know we were influenced in Denver. I'm not saying that.
Just so you know, Gavin, this is her name's Kiara, not Kira.
I said what I said.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Maybe her information brokering isn't perfect.
Yeah, how does the bitch know I'm freaking from, like, not, like, this time? Not many people know that. Barely anybody knows that, other than my inner circle.
You probably give off temporal displacement vibes.
Maybe. I don't fucking know.
Dude,
A
there's so much
Crinergy
information.
wizard would know.
Where is Raven's body?
Yeah, that is a good question.
That's a fair question.
Raven knows all
wanna
about
know-
you, and we don't know where that whatever she is now, where her body is gone, and it might be a place where you can get information from.
Yeah, before we leave,
I
would you
actually have
happen
to check my notes for that.
What
for where
triggered
Raven's body
Shaziki's
is.
ascension to godhood? That's what we-
that's what that's what Non's really curious.
Kill the
about.
bid.
Her information brokering isn't perfect. Did you actually ask what triggered Shaziki's ascension to godhood?
Yes, yes.
She says, that I don't know, but I am very interested to find out.
Me too. But I
So
do ask
you-
her before I. Oh, you're okay.
You want to know where Raven's body is.
Yep.
I actually literally have to scroll back and check my notes for this one. Okay. She is at... Oh, yeah. Okay. Currently, as far as her last whereabouts that I'm aware of, she is possessed by a fragment of Zebnalikor. Her body, as far as I understand, is located in a cavern deep within the Falcrest Peaks, close to the city of Crataxis in Falthansia. In addition to that, you might actually, and I'm glad you brought that up because this reminds me of something, you might find a potential ally in the form of the Dragon King. The mithril dragon Velserioth lives in this same set of mountains. Perhaps his allyship would be one that would be beneficial to you. Though I can assure you he is likely weaker than even the average dragon that is would be part of their forces. After all, in the entire multiverse, they've been recruiting only the most powerful of allies. And they sought to recruit little old me.
They did. Thank you for the information.
One last
And-
thing.
Yes.
I have to give them something in return. After all, that is the point of a double agent. What would you like me to feed to them?
What a bowl tastes like. Call it a day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe one of us. Maybe one of us is dead. No, because then they'll. Well, no, because then we could have just resurrect them back.
It needs to be something true, for if they were to confirm it themselves, that information would need to be reliable.
The Archon is my father-in-law.
Y'all haven't even gotten proposed yet.
We got
Have y'all?
hitched in silent. We got hitched in private before we left, just in case I died.
Oh, okay. I don't think they would care about that information, but alright.
Hey, that's a powerful position, kiddo. My inheritance is gonna be lit.
Oh, hell. What? Lucas, do you have any information we could feed them to potentially... yes, it might be true, but us knowing that they know it might be beneficial to us.
What kind of information are you looking for? Help us narrow down that scope.
She thinks for a second. Perhaps your next whereabouts, where they might find you in the coming days.
Even we don't know that.
Yeah, we've been kind of bouncing around here a bit, so we got some ideas, but we don't have any guarantees on where we'll be next.
That's not
And if we give them a city, it might potentially put that city at risk.
That is the terms of our arrangement here. You have to give me something.
Gentlemen, what do we got?
Is there anything that you want? Because usually if people ask for something, it's because they have something in mind.
What you have convinced me to want is your own victory.
Yeah.
That is what I want.
Give her the 3 cities we intend on visiting at some point. It's the truth.
While I clearly have as much information about you as I could need, I cannot read your minds and determine what it is that you would want them to know. I want to know what it is you would want them to know.
Oh,
I stole Cypher Gan's abilities and importing them for myself. No?
That one
No.
perhaps could be useful.
Okay, if that'll work. Sure.
So you have harvested the Cypher Gan's abilities and are currently researching a way to give yourself said abilities.
Oh,
I believe they'll find that quite
not
interesting.
just.
Yeah, just give him that. Yeah.
Okay.
Very well. Now, if you'll please, this has consumed more of my time than I expected it to, and as you can see, I'm a busy woman.
Yes, of course.
And she just sort of waves. Good to see you again, Ayla. Please, don't be a stranger. Ayla sort of turns over her shoulders, just scowls, and walks out. And that's it. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break, because I got to use the bathroom.
okay.
And you guys be thinking about where you want to go from here. And yeah, we'll reconvene in 5.
Alright. 11 minutes until dinner. Water in my trunk, I must dump it out.
No, I brought it on.
Where to next, gents? Ladies and gents?
I don't even know where I'm at now.
I'm
I'm just following the leader. Wherever you go, we go. Where I'm at. I do know that I'm hoping we get some sort of rest again or something so that I can recenter my
Key?
because I'm starting to align a different. I'm going sideways, man.
Yes,
Getting dark.
yes, Molly. I see that. And that bottle got a little. Even I
Molly's
got
got
a
some
little
good
scared.
phrases, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy.
Even I got a little scared in that battle, Molly.
I was like, I'm kicking ass, riding it. Whoa. I need kittens somewhere. Take a nice 5-minute break. Cuddle around.
Yes, take you a minute and carve you a little kitten. Lucas, how? Look. I am checking myself for like bugs. Like, do I have a? Did she put like a wire on me? Like on one of us? How the fuck does she know this information?
He stepped away. So he doesn't have his
Oh, he
mic.
stepped
we,
away.
we use the desk mic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He can hear you,
He
he
has
just
his
can't
headphones.
answer.
He heard, yeah. He heard me. He'll answer me when he gets back.
He's gathering some water.
Yeah. It's all good.
I mean, she's
see
the
you
gatherer of information, so
Yes, but
somebody's
like me, look, the only people that know that I'm from a different world was why am I blanking on her name now?
Raven?
Raven, yeah. It was obviously Raven and y'all, and like I tell very little people that I'm from this other world or from this other time. Like, it's not something I actually tell everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, but you told enough people, and so if they're dealing with people like this Core,
Yeah.
I could have gotten something from Raven. But you've also mentioned to other folks, and who knows, maybe it could have been other people overheard conversations.
Yeah. It could have been somebody behind a barrel somewhere that was listening to you.
I mean, I make a point every night now of checking myself for having a slug on my body.
I know. Now I've got myself paranoid because I think she put a bug on one of us or something.
It's probably me. I've got broad shoulders. I can't reach everywhere.
Yeah.
Poor Molly.
Vaughn starts checking you off for ticks.
Do a lice check. Alright.
I just can't. I can't. How does she know this shit? Get an information broker, but dang. Like, I wanted to ask her, I wanted to see if she knew more about, like, other stuff, like, that we know about, like, but I didn't want to also give her that information.
I don't know, man.
Oh well.
All right, is everybody here?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Good.
So,
We gotta
you're escorted out by Ernesto. He wasn't in the room during all of this. She summons him at the end of this conversation. So he leads you back out, and he doesn't stop walking until you're completely off the premises. As you exit the Basilisk, this tavern that she's located in, he says, "Thank you all for meeting with my lady. I'm sure she will assure me that the meeting was quite bountiful, quite beneficial to the two. I hope you arrived at some sort of arrangement
I'm here.
for your own sakes."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, I bid you adieu. And
Yep,
he does
goodbye.
another exaggerated bow. Turns.
Keeping tranquil to you.
I do not know what that means.
How the fuck did she know that I was from a different world or a different timeline? Is beyond me.
Ayla, in frustration, says, "I can assure she knows more than even that. She did not let on. I promise, she did not let on to everything that she knows. There's still something that she's hiding. There has to be.
Probably.
You would have been better off with signing a contract with a devil than what you just entered into."
I believe we could take care of her anytime they needed to. And I kind of say that underneath my breath to make sure no one else is listening in.
No, I get you.
I tried to warn them. Yeah, we had to go to them.
Look, I don't think this is going to be that big of a deal. If we have to deal with her, we'll deal with her later. But for right now, at least we don't have to worry about fighting her.
Perhaps I am letting my personal connections to this cloud my judgment. I don't trust her. I never will again. But clearly I did once. All I can do is try to rely on yours and the wisdom of the rest of your friends. And on a personal note, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about my connection.
I don't know. I think you're right, and I think we should have just killed her.
She even
You
politely
come first.
offered.
Hmm?
No.
It wouldn't have been the end of her if you had.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been fun for her.
Either way, folks, I think we made our decision with her, unless we're planning on going back on in there to cause a ruckus. The question is, where to next? We did
If you
get a
need to be
suggestion
reminded-
of where Wilhelm wanted us to go.
So, if you need, I can remind you of your options. If you want to narrow it down or have some help narrowing it down, but that's entirely up to you.
I know she mentioned Ash Tarkenfell, someone that she recruited, or someone that was being recruited, right?
Yeah, so Ash Tarkenfell is the dragon that basically slaughtered Molly's tribe. This is kind of going back to her backstory.
And now is getting recruited by the blue half dragon.
Yeah, Molly's the last one, the sole surviving member of her tribe. And it was killed, basically destroyed by a very powerful red dragon. She never really even got a name. All she had is some physical features, but she specifically noted the dragon was missing an eye and had a damaged wing.
Apparently, a stick up its butt. I didn't put
And now
it there.
it seems as though he's finally surfaced. So maybe Molly can have some vengeance soon.
Jam another stick up its butt. Literally, this dude.
I think that's how you should kill him, actually, when the time comes.
Specifically, stick up bum. Shove my
Anyway.
just shove my weapon right up the bum.
Yes, Molly, we will make sure to deal with that when the time comes. But for now, should we go visit this pirate king?
Yes.
That would be my vote. It's a Pirate King. I didn't know what other ones were available.
Yeah, the pirate king. And did we ever get any information about where that person would be yet?
Yes, you did. So he leads a nation called the Iron Fleet Dominion. Exists on a small collection of islands. Basically, the way you would get there is you would head north, like due north from Wel'Kalas, and it would be a long journey. So something I actually haven't kind of done as good enough job picturing about the world that you're on. This world is actually more water than even our Earth is. It's like 80% water, with like 90% of the landmass of Alpharesk being concentrated on one side of the world, with small gaps of ocean in between the main three continents. But there's another side of the planet that's oftentimes just referred to as the blue side of the world for various reasons. And it's called as such because less than 5% of the other side of that world is landmass, with really only a small collection of islands being the only landmass that exists. No organized nations, aside from the Iron Fleet Dominion, exists on the other side of this world. And honestly, there's not a whole lot of communication with anything on the other side, so there's a certain degree of an unknown factor to the blue side of the planet. But that's where you would find the Iron Fleet Dominion, and you would arrive there by heading due north from Wel'Kalas.
Well, I think that's the next spot we go. How about it?
I'm down.
I'm down.
Sweet. All in agreement.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, she's a fully strength character.
My wife's asleep on the couch, and cats are making noise, so I had to shut them up.
Eventually you won't. If you build her right, you can give it.
So okay, so that's where you head. You do know it'll be sort of a long journey, so
Pretty sure we had my ship going to here.
you do, and you have your ship actually docked outside the city. So you have your airship.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
There is no formal organizations located on the other side of this world. There's no Heroes Guild or anything like that. You wouldn't even be able to teleport there because you wouldn't really even know where to go to. This is essentially pirate North Korea that you're headed to. Not a lot of people from outside of this nation ever go there.
So I'm assuming that just basically we go there and they find us kind of thing.
Not necessarily. I mean, it is a nation. But the interesting feature of this nation is that since there's so little usable landmass on the other side of this world, that they literally use their ships as part of their nation.
Okay.
So, I assume you're setting sail? Or setting flight, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Taking off?
We'll go. Yeah, we'll take off.
I can try and get some information if you want.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. That works.
I will flip my wrist and have a paper come out because I have that little wrist pocket thing that I never use that holds literally nothing but paper, a little pocket space.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember when you got that.
And I will write mission accomplished. What am I gonna put here? Or is it mission accomplished? My lay attacks eliminated. En route to Pirate King. Coordinates with a question mark. And I will flip that with a blue stone and I'll send that off to Scarf.
Okay.
What's the Pirate King's name again?
Connor Blaze. Spelled
Okay.
exactly how it sounds.
Okay. I think I was confused. What was the name of the woman that we spoke to that we weren't sure she was on our side?
Mirabeth Carlisle.
Mirabeth Carlisle. Okay. All right, now I got the name right. Got it.
What, you thought her name was Connor Blaze?
Yes.
Maybe.
I thought you mentioned Connor Blaze, and then we went and talked to her, and I thought that was the one we were going to talk to.
Like a guy named Ashley, a girl named
Yeah, pretty
Connor.
much.
So, okay. So you send that off to Scarf, and yeah, your message goes through. After just a few brief moments, you get some coordinates back. And let's say the coordinates that you get is, and let's say this will mean something to you. Let's see, north, east, according to latitude and longitude, the numbers further to the right go. Okay, so you get 900, negative 400, which would mean up pretty far and to the right about halfway across the globe. So that would literally put you at, like I said, due north from Volcalos.
Hey, Bond, put this in your GPS because there's longitude and latitude in this world. I hope so. Here you go.
You don't really have a GPS, but you do have compasses and, navigational equipment that would help you head in the right direction, yes.
Plug this into your Garmin or your TomTom or whatever it is you got.
You have something that would tell you your current coordinates, is what you have. Based on your current coordinates, you could use that to get to your desired coordinates.
Okay. I figured
Yeah.
we would know, considering we're in a city, and we would know what the coordinates of that city are. But yeah, sure. I know where we're going. Yay.
And you're also the only one that knows how to fly this thing, so.
Yeah, of course.
Well, actually, technically, Ayla would know how to fly it, too. Well, never mind. Jason could also fly it.
Jason's on there, yeah. I
Yeah,
was
he
gonna say.
can fly it, too.
Jason's
So actually,
here.
you have 3 people that can fly this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't gotta do shit.
So that also kind of begs the question. Ayla asks you, would you prefer if I were to come along with you, or would you rather me join in the war effort?
That's a very good question. What would you like to do?
I'd like to go with you, but I understand that sometimes that I might be called elsewhere, or you might think that my presence elsewhere might be more beneficial. I'd like to go.
Okay, well, any objections from the group?
Nope.
Alright, then I guess you're good to travel with us for now.
She immediately has like a smile, like, pop under her face. Okay, great. Thank you so much. I promise you this will work out for the better. And she just sort of seems a little shy as she says, I'll go unpack the rest of my stuff.
All right. Sounds
As
good.
she just sort of like awkwardly like backs away from you, like hands behind her back. I'm gonna go do that now.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, I'm gonna do that right now.
Oh. You're coming with her. For a person that's got great insight, like I just want him to be completely clueless on this. No, that's fine. I go with her.
I dropped this on the ground. It's her panties.
Yeah. Oh, it's hilarious.
Cringe.
I assume we're gonna be taking a long rest on the way. Or...
Yeah, you'll definitely have time for a long rest.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
I almost rolled initiative.
How many
Yeah,
days
Bond,
do you
roll
think we're
initiative.
going to be on the sea? Is it just one day?
You know what? Let's leave this up to a roll. Actually, Bond, give me a vehicle handling check.
By the way,
What would
day
be
one,
that?
you do not have foresight. I'm getting my spell slot back. I got to reset it after I had to burn through the teleporters.
All right, but I should have it starting off, right?
Yeah. So you're making a.
Intelligence, or is it?
We'll say this one's more. Well, yeah. Actually, this one would be intelligence. We'll say intelligence. Add proficiency.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna use a luck point on that. I got plenty of them, and we're about to take a long rest.
And that would also be upgrade to a 10 automatically anyway. But yeah, you
Yeah.
can use a luck point if you want.
Sure. Yeah, I'll use a luck point. There we go.
Okay,
There.
that's much better. 26. You're feeling real confident with piloting this thing, and you think you're gonna make good time. Is there anything you'd like to say to the group before you go ahead and make good time?
Oh wait. I'm gonna make sure I get slow enough till we get a long rest.
Yeah, no, I get you. Usually this would be like a couple days journey, but if you're hauling ass, you can make it a day, like a 24-hour span of time.
Well, I want to talk with the group. I mean, I know we're in a hurry, but do we want to make this a day trip or a 2-day trip?
Day trip?
Book it. Book it.
All right, we're making it a day trip.
Let's just say, I'm not gonna, because it would slow it down for everybody to do a dexterity saving throw. Let's just say the people in the group who aren't especially dexterous, as soon as he begins booking it, you immediately fall on your ass. The only people that are able to like stay standing, we'll say, is like Molly and like maybe Crixus. Everybody else is on their ass.
Yeah, Lucas is in his little room, like, getting out his, like, lab gear to make a potion, and then, like, everything just gets slammed against the wall as it goes up, like, guess I'm not doing that!
Still could do that, but
Yeah, I mean, once your inertia settles, you're able to get your work done again. But
yeah.
unless he comes to a screeching halt, then it's on your ass again. Just imagine stuff. All right. So, about a day passes. You're going about your various hobbies, and after a time, you begin to see something crest over the horizon. A large collection of ships with a series of makeshift bridges, rope bridges, sometimes just wooden planks, sometimes welded together, or at least attached together via various machines. Ships surrounding a loose collection of islands comes into view, and you believe that you have arrived within the Iron Fleet Dominion. Now, you don't exactly get the warmest of welcomes, though, depending on how you approach. So you can fly in, at which point you'll be spotted, or you can treat this just like a ship and actually, like, touch down into the sea and just sail in. It's up to you.
Oh no, I'm sailing in.
So you're not flying in, you're sailing in.
No, this baby's hitting water. It's been a while, and she's ready.
Okay. You touch down into the sea, and you're now sailing in.
Yeah, I
However,
think- I think as like pirates, I would have known like okay, like they would be more accepted for a ship to sail in rather than fly in. So like right before, like a little ways before we got to the city, I would have landed in the water.
okay, that's fair. I'll take that into account. And yeah, I mean, you're probably right. I mean, you are a former pirate yourself. You would imagine that would be a
Exactly.
sign of respect to just sail in rather than fly in.
Yeah.
So, as you approach, a couple of gunships pull up beside you. Ships that are much smaller than yours, but are absolutely armed to the teeth with a combination of cannons and machine guns that seem to be mounted on the front. There's about a dozen of them or so, and you hear over a loudspeaker, "State your names and order of business. I repeat, state your names and order of business. You are trespassing into the Iron Fleet Dominion."
What was this guy's name again? Gavin?
Connor Blaze.
This is Motley Crest, and we desire to speak to Connor Blaze.
So does the other half of the world.
Let me repeat this. This is Motley Crest, and we will speak to Connor Blaze.
The Heroes Guild has no influence here. I'm gonna let you say one more thing, then make a persuasion check.
There's a different way to get in.
Let us in. Sorry. Let us in, or let us in. This is the one and only time I'm asking nicely.
Make a persuasion check. And if anybody else wants to add in, then they can also make a persuasion check. But you gotta interact with them somehow to do so.
Oh, Lucas, would this
foresight
be an
today.
advantage? Okay, no foresight today. Gotcha. It's fine.
You'll get it back tomorrow, but no foresight today.
That's fine. I don't need it.
I would listen to the man. And I let off some aura.
I don't need it.
Dude.
Don't need it.
This bitch.
Who needs
Like
foresight?
3 net 20s on checks. Though.
I
Hard
know.
today.
Like everything where you're like, oh, I hope they don't pass this, and they roll
Well,
it.
I'm glad it worked for him.
DM. Like they're just
I mean,
clearing
what
everything.
Star Wars quote do you want to make for this one? Do you want to go with "These are not the droids you're looking for," or you want to
Yes, what?
rethink your life? Which one are you going with?
Yeah.
You don't want to sell me death sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life.
You want to go home and rethink your life, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, man. Practically Jedi mind trick them. Perhaps it would be beneficial for the Pirate King if he did have your audience. I do encourage you to conduct yourselves respectfully when you are visiting our nation.
Of course.
This will be our one and only warning to match your sentiment.
Of course, for I was a pirate at one point.
You will follow us. They don't ask, they tell you.
That's fine. Whatever. I'll go with her.
So they pull in front of you, and they still have their machine guns trained on your ship. But they're not opening fire. They just have their guns trained on you. And they lead you towards a specific dock. All visitors within this nation, as they say as they're coming in, must be guided at all times. You are to go nowhere without accompaniment from your guide. Do you understand? You will be allowed free access to our nation, but it shall not be unmonitored.
I think we understand how basic instructions work. Yeah, got it.
Okay. So after a few moments, you pull up to a large iron dock connected to one of the main islands. As you pull up and as you tether yourself to this dock, you see what appears to be a large metal tower off in the distance. On top of that, you see it's sort of a collection of just sort of makeshift buildings. Some made out of like a plywood, various pieces of scrap metal. Some a little better constructed with basic stonework and but it all appears very just sort of makeshift and scrap work. The streets are noisy, and as you make your way through it, you see children running around, just laughing in the streets, many of them sort of covered in dirt and grime, but all in all, nobody really seems miserable, despite what you might expect from your immediate surroundings. A lot of pirates, as you would expect. A lot of pirates, you notice. And basically picture your typical pirate. You know, they've got a pistol on their hip, a cutlass on the other hip, wearing a coat, a lot of them shirtless under the coat, just their hats, and a lot of open bars with very loud and rambunctious crowds. So one of these individuals gets off the gunship, and he says to you, "I'm Officer Redcape. I will be following you and conducting all of your dealings in this city with you during your time here. Again, behave yourselves, and you will find that you will leave this city alive and unharmed. Respect our culture and our ways."
Bon voyage.
It is a pleasure.
Yeah. The pleasure's mine. And then, yeah, we follow them? Or...
I will take you to the Brigand's Bay. It's where you will find our leader.
These two. Wonderful.
So, he takes off in front of you, and he's almost like giving you a tour as he takes your way through this city. This nation was founded about 80 years ago from a collection of, let's say, privateers who are discontent with the politics of what we call... You know, I'm actually not going to share that with you. So, we decided to form this nation, away from all governance and away from the wandering eyes of the various kingdoms.
You directly oppose the world government and the Navy?
This isn't One Piece. I promise this isn't One Piece. Look, admittedly, sometimes I might let the things I design be influenced by the things I'm into, but I don't even realize I'm doing it when I do that.
This is fair.
So, you eventually, as he leads you through the city, you arrive at the Brigand's Bay, as he calls it. And you realize when you get there why it's called what it's called, as this large tower that you saw from a distance is actually in the very middle of what you thought might have been a lake, but it turns out it actually is connected to the main ocean, and it's on a small little island in the middle of this bay. So he leads you onto like a small motorized boat and carries you across. As you arrive, you see just sort of an assortment of guards waiting on the other side, all of them carrying musket rifles. And again, they're just sort of in like a ceremonial regalia. They're sort of like a white coat kind of, but again, like they have like the hats, and all of them, it has like a pistol on their side as well. Cresting past them, the door slides open. And on the opposite side, so I'm actually, Marte, you having seen One Piece, this, I'm not even going to lie, was completely inspired by One Piece whenever I give the description. Because across from you in this throne room, you see a man staring out of a window. He has a large, like, pirate hat on his head that is feathered, with a very large orange feather coming off the side. He turns back to you, and you can see he has sort of an athletic build, but he has no shirt on underneath this sort of, like, dark, almost like maroon black coat. And on top of his back, or like worn across his back, is a very large great sword.
Yep. Does he have piercing eyes?
Yeah.
This might have been inspired by
just
Hawkeye Mihawk.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, as you approach, he says, "Good evening, my fearless and brave companions. Welcome to our great nation. As you have surely deduced by this point, I am Connor Blaze, and might I assure you that you have my deepest deepest level of respect for displaying your courage in coming here this day. After all, you have done what few have had the bravery to do before, and that is enter the Iron Fleet Dominion. So for that, you have my respect. Now, I must ask, though I have a good theory of my own why you are here. So do state the nature of your business and what it is that you seek from any sort of meeting that we might have, or any sort of conversation or agreement that we might have here today. And also I'm going to add, Crixus, that you see standing to his side a female who appears to have sort of like a bolt-action rifle across her back. She has blue skin, rounded ears, red eyes, and you take it that she is a Vidalcan, same as you. You've not seen another member of your own kind for a while.
Wow. What do they look like? I mean, do I recognize them?
You've never met this particular person, but you know that she's of the same species as you.
Huh. Do they notice me?
Don't you usually kind of wear your helmet?
Yeah, I do. A
So
lot.
no. Not unless you tell me that you're taking your helmet off and revealing yourself. Then my assumption is always going to be that you have your helmet on.
Yeah, I'll take it off. I'll remove my helmet. Kind of curious.
He says, "How curious." He looks to her. Mirakel. No, what's her name? I'm saying her name wrong. Marishkel, that's her name. Marishkel. Look, she's from another planet, okay? She's gonna have an alien name.
What's her name? Marishkel?
It is Marishkelle. And I looked it up. That is actually sort of like a standard name that you might find for a Vidalcan.
Marishkel. So somebody calls to her?
He does.
Oh, okay.
And she turns to you, and whenever she sees you, her jaw drops. Like, she doesn't say anything, as he's sort of still in the middle, and she's not going to interrupt him. I find it quite intriguing that you have a Vidalcan in your presence. Tell me, where do you come from? Why are you here? Speaking specifically to you, Crixus.
Oh crap, I gotta pull up my backstory. I haven't read it in weeks. Let's see. Ravnica. I'm from Ravnica.
Same as her.
Really? What guild?
Crap, I gotta look that up.
Okay, it's not just me. Mhm.
Give me 1 second, I wasn't ready for that question.
If it helps, my parents were star-crossed lovers. One of them was from the Izzet League, and the other was born into House Demir, which acts like courier and the press, but are actually spies and assassins. And the Izzet
No,
League,
I
are more
gotcha.
like, yeah, Izzet League is more like regular artificers.
Okay, that's where she was from. I was, the Simic Combine.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, for that reason, my specialty tends to be, biological enhancements.
Well, that's handy.
She seems very timid.
Biological enhancements. Funny, Fulgrim Mortis has a lot of those.
Well, His is more of the mechanical persuasion. I'm speaking more of biological engineering.
Oh. Any upgrades that you offer?
He says to her, she has a... I'll leave this up to her to tell if she were to choose to. She struggles with speech sometimes. I took her in when she accidentally stumbled upon this nation. Sort of looks down to the ground and kind of turns away briefly. She says, I've lost a lot of those memories. I'm sorry. Perhaps one day I could be of assistance.
I thought she was. What you meant? She stuttered. I was going to mock stuttering.
You're going to mock what?
Nothing. Please, just continue.
No, that's not what he meant. So I believe I have a theory for why you are here. I'm of the understanding that the civilized lands, as you often refer to yourself so arrogantly as, not you specifically, has come under assault from an external force. I can only assume that you believe that I would be willing to help you.
Obviously.
We go out of our ways to avoid involving ourselves with the affairs of the civilized lands. So I'm going to have to politely decline.
You know what's going to happen if we don't defeat them, right? What happens to the entire world, including your little pirate cove here?
I believe that I have a long history of playing to both sides and playing to my strengths. We will be just fine.
Famous last words.
Doggoth is not here to make friends. He is here to make slaves. Would you like your entire people to be enslaved by that monster?
What happened to the music?
I skipped it.
Oh,
I didn't
God.
like it. I like this a lot more. Says, of course not.
Well,
I believe we could avoid such a fate.
how would you avoid such a fate with Doggoth? I don't believe he's into coming up with compromises.
Oh, so you don't believe that we could just slide under the radar, avoid his notice,
No.
as we
No.
have done from so many for so long?
Nope.
When he conquers worlds, he turns them into dust. The entirety of them.
Make a persuasion check.
Nat 20.
I mean, with how he's been doing.
I want to give him guidance, but I'm loading back in. My thing's bugging.
It's fine, you can just say you're doing it.
Yep, just roll a d4.
Oh, bro. Please tell me that didn't. Please tell me that showed up.
I didn't see anything pop up. Oh, wait. Let's.
33.
Oh, dude, yes, it did. Oh my god, dude.
I was about to say, your voice doing so good. Oh, man.
Okay, never mind to all of the counter arguments that I had prepared.
Is that nat 20?
Almost.
It's a 19. It's a 19.
It would be better than what a nat 20 would be for most people.
Yeah.
He says, I'm going to need some sort of assurance that at the end of all this, we will be left alone, and us formally revealing ourselves to the world will not have any repercussions for us. After all, I may not have left on the greatest of terms. After all, I was I'm not sure if you were aware of this, I was a member of the Heroes Guild. Same as the rest of you for a time. Platinum ranked, even. Though I understand that there is a rank above that. Congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
It's nothing. Natural talent. You know how it is.
Look, I'm not against working with you. I would simply need an assurance that your kings, your high kings, and your high queen would leave us alone when this is all over with.
I believe we can come to an arrangement. My group, obviously, even so far out here, hold some renowned, in your city. Maybe we're not as famous as we are in the other, but even their king knows who we are. So we obviously hold some type of influence.
I would ask a favor before we enter such an alliance. But I believe it is a favor that by doing this favor for us, you are benefiting yourselves as well. I understand that you have some reason to believe these beasts, known as the beasts of devastation, have a connection to this enemy of yours. Am I wrong in my assumption?
No, you're not.
Well, one of those beasts is located here. Deep
Really?
underneath our kingdom. It has been quite a problem for us, as it awakes about every 10 years or so, and wreaks havoc for a day. That day is 3 days from now, and every time it emerges, we are helpless to prevent it. We are helpless to stop it. Cities are razed, just for us to have to repair them and start over every 10 years in this cycle. I would ask that you stop it. Venture underneath the island, slay the Devastation Scorpion before it can withdraw from its lair. And I would even accompany you on such an endeavor, if you can assure that you can slay the beast.
I'm down for another fight.
Yes, I
Right.
agree.
I'm not against it, but can you tell me what kind of beast it is? Is this something
It's a
that...
scorpion.
Right, but you say underneath here. Is this something that lives in the water itself, or is there like an underground cavern that it might be residing in?
His den is located deep within the Black Rock Cavern. And you might actually find it interesting that through a very narrow set of tunnels that goes underneath the seafloor itself, this Black Rock Tavern even connects to your own Underdark, while it not necessarily being the Underdark itself. So, theoretically speaking, if given enough time, this scorpion could even prove a threat to the mainland as well.
We are more than willing to help you out with this devastation beast, for as all I request is the skull of this creature. For I had
You can
a
have
city
any part of this creature that you wish.
Sweet. Sounds like a deal.
Splendid. And as I said, he draws a large greatsword off of his back that hums as he produces it. I shall attend this slaying with you, as I have a bit of a bone to pick with this beast.
So what do you know about this beast before we get...
Well, it has quite a deadly venom. It's larger than most buildings, for starters. And it carries with it the elemental attribute of fire, as all of the devastation vermin carry some sort of elemental attribute.
Interesting.
With that being said, it's a large hulking creature, and it's a giant scorpion. That is the extent of it. It also has some limited ability for flight, so keep that in mind that not even in the air are you safe.
Fucking great. It's a flame-throwing scorpion that hovers like a chicken. Awesome. Ah. Sounds like a Tuesday.
I mean, for you guys, basically.
Well, when do you want to make this your priority for us to go and take this on? We just got here, so I think tomorrow we could make it in that direction.
Yes, feel free to rest here for the night.
My other question is, I know you want no one else to have access or try to keep the access limited, but I mean, we are going to be working together. Do you potentially have a teleportation circle built up here?
We do.
Would we have access to that, or are you going to restrict that?
Perhaps we wait and see how you fare.
Okay.
You gotta understand it's instrumental to our survival that we are very selective with who we trust.
Oh no, I agree. For if you did not know, I was a pirate myself once, until I became a pirateer underneath the banner of the Dark Suns.
Yes, we're familiar with these mercenaries. I, for one, especially so. I've dealt with them on a few occasions. I've never had membership myself. They're a good bunch, though.
Yes. And potentially plan on becoming the leader of the Dark Suns. But
So you have lofty goals.
yes.
Against our traditions, Commander Redcape, your accompaniment of Motley Crest is no longer necessary. He speaks up and says, "But my lord, it is against our..." Nope. It is no longer needed. You will remain here and we will discuss strategy. And you will remain in my place until I return from slaying the beast. Do you understand? And he nods and says, "Yes, my lord." Motley Crest, I trust that my faith in you will not be misplaced. Very good, he says.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
He's like, I'm like,
Yes. Your faith in us will not be. We will conquer this devastation beast.
Sure, I apologize. I was just looking through my inventory to make sure that we were properly prepared.
yeah.
That being said, is there an apothecary or at least just some shops nearby where I might peruse a couple things?
Certainly. With that being said, you guys actually moved a little bit quicker than I thought you were, and I still have to make the shops. So we'll probably call it here in just a minute, and yeah, there will be an apothecary and a couple shops that you can go to next session.
One of
I
those
didn't actually
shops.
even know you guys were going to go here this session, so I just have a few basic things prepared for each location if you surprise me and go somewhere.
No worries.
Will one of those shops have the special robes I have been asking for the past 6 months?
What rope do
Maybe.
you-
I've been wanting some useful wizard robes that are beyond aesthetic, that have utility.
I will take
Oh.
that into account when I build the shops. Might make a homebrew
Okay.
or two.
I mean, if you need some utility items, I'm an artificer as well. I
Can
have
you
some-
artifice clothing?
No, but I can enhance armor. Or give
One of
you-
the particular things you could do is like enhance a robe. I know there's an item that gives you a limited number of charges that you can just automatically succeed on a concentration check.
Yeah, stuff like that.
That's pretty useful. Robes of the War Mage. Instead of a bag of holding, I would like one of those stores to have a cod piece of holding.
A cod piece of holding. Just
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, of course you say that.
all right. Well, that's pretty much it for today, guys. I'll have the shops made, and we'll have a dungeon built. Though I promise you, it'll be a much shorter dungeon than the last one. I know the last dungeon crawl was freaking massive.
So crazy. That was a huge dungeon, if it's the one I'm thinking of. The underwater one?
Yeah, it'll probably be about half the size of that.
Okay. That seems like a fair size.
So, but that's pretty much it, guys.
All right.
So
Well,
we'll
good
pick
night,
up
gents.
in 2 weeks, and that's gonna kind of be the theme here. Every devastation beast is a dungeon crawl. So, judging up for based on that, there will be exactly 4 dungeon crawls during this entire arc.
Okay.
Maybe a 5th, but I'm debating on that.
Oh, so none of these is going to get us to 20, huh?
This one would. I can tell you that when you finish up with this, you will be level 20.
Oh. Well, now I need to look at what
We
I
should
do.
put one of them back in Anod's homeland, and we come to find out that the dungeon beast is actually somehow one of his grandparents. He has to strike them down. It would be
One of the
epic.
devastation beasts is another Vold.
Yes.
On to death.
So, but yeah, guys, I look forward to the next game. So,
Yeah.
I always look forward to DMing dungeon crawls. Dungeon crawls are fun, at least for me. That's
No mimics.
one of my favorite things.
No,
It's me. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
no mimics.
It's me.
Why would you say no
there's-
mimics? Come on.
If there's 2 things I hyperfixate on when it comes to fantasy, it's dragons and mimics.
Hey, if we're going to level up to 20 soon, I got something